Good morning, everybody. My name is Brad Bertram. Thanks for joining us today. I'm here with Don Bai and Don Kreye from Delaget, and we're here, at least in the first part of a three-part mini-series. Today, we're going to be discussing really technology and automation within the QSR industry and how it's kind of impacting operations. Now, as we know, not only did health and safety guidelines change for restaurants across the nation in 2020, but consumer trends also meant that many brands scrambled to make heavy technology investments that would support operators in making the right decision for their business. Joining me, Don Kreye, who's the Director of Partnerships at Delaget and has over 30 years of experience in sales and marketing. He has spent the last 4 years of his career with Delaget to establish value-added partnerships with other technology vendors to service franchisees in the restaurant space. Also joining me is Don Bai. He's a client success manager at Delaget and has over 25 years of experience in restaurant operations. He's been with Delaget for the past 7 years, working with full service restaurants and coaching them to make great decisions. Don and Don, thank you guys for both joining me today.
Glad to be here.
Perfect. So kind of kicking this off, and as we mentioned, looking at technology and automation, why is using technology and automation necessary in today's challenging times? I mean, there's so many different restaurant technologies that exist and more popping up every single day. How do y'all think technology can help increase profits, while types of technology should, or I guess what types of technology should an operator focus on to see the most immediate results?
Well, I'll go first, Brad. I think that technology that automates systems, the restaurant business was built fully manual by hand. So if there's a system out there that's going to automate a process for an operator, it's going to save them time and probably be more accurate than it would be if you're doing everything by hand.
Yeah, and I'll second that. I think that one of the big areas that restaurants are looking for is how do they be more efficient? How do they continue to use that data to drive those profits? A lot of restaurants are out there looking at 10 to 15 different technologies in their restaurant technology stack. And the important thing is, can they combine these? Can they consolidate these systems so they don't have to look at 15 different systems each day? And then secondly, they really need to make sure that that data is automated, as Don said, from the source of truth, which is typically the POS, the back of house, or other technology system, ensuring that that data is automated to eliminate those manual processes.
No, I like that. It's funny from our perspective, and at least my engagement with working in restaurants from a financial end, I see so many operators that are either getting a period end or a month end financial statement, 2 to 3 to sometimes a month or 2 months late or after the period end. And our goal is to really help them get the data in their hands, get their financial information in their hands as quick as possible so they can correlate their decisions with fiscal accountability. And it sounds like getting data or just KPIs and all that information is just as vital to getting it on a daily basis. Would you think?
I'd agree.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I guess for a lot of people, increasing sales is obviously a major concern for operators. But on the other side of the coin is the opportunity to leverage technology to reduce cost and really improve internal efficiencies. What are some ways that restaurant operators are using technology to do this?
I think with technology, and we talked about the automation piece, and you're taking multiple systems across the restaurant and you're tying them all into one source, is the manual effort of being able to take that information and put it into one place. Usually historically it's been done by hand. And nowadays with automation, you're able to take it and put it into one system. As Don said, it's a source of truth. So it's accurate, and you're able to view your business accurately and in a timely manner. So you're able to make operational judgments or calls immediately, as opposed to having to wait for somebody in your office to be able to put a report together.
Yeah, and Don, I'll add to that. How do we reduce costs and improve internal efficiencies? Spend more time running your business and less time pulling data together and pulling information together. So many franchisees that we work with are spending so much time pulling data from all these different systems when they could be spending time improving their business and running their business more efficiently.
No, I couldn't agree more. There's so many operators that I guess deal with fragmented systems that in a lot of cases have redundant capabilities. So you're kind of piecemealing the visibility of your business from 5 different components that might do portions of what you need without providing you a really kind of all-encompassing report. And so thank you, Don, for bringing that up. And I guess I'd really like to move on to some concrete examples of how technology is reshaping the industry, especially since COVID hit. Everyone is looking. You know, give us some examples on what technologies are helping restaurant operators to be more informed and more importantly, more nimble.
Yeah, Brad, that's a great question. I think one of the key attributes of technology that's really helping to not only survive post-COVID world, but also thrive is automated data and consolidated data. So, think about when you pick up your iPhone in the morning, there's 17 different apps that you got to check out. Can you consolidate that into a single source that's providing you with data in all the different technologies that you're looking at on a daily basis? I would also add that there's a lot of technologies that are out there that people just haven't looked at in a long time. What are you doing from an accounting standpoint? What are you doing from a payroll standpoint? What are you doing from earned wage access? What are you doing from video surveillance? What are you doing from scheduling, labor management? There's so many new technologies that help you be more efficient in your day-to-day operations. And it's time to take a look at those things and just make sure that you're up to date with the most current format.
So we definitely know the importance of technology, but why do you think that maybe some operators are hesitant to the use of technology?
Brad, people are concerned about the risk and uncertainty on the positive business impact of the new technology. They think that I don't have a technology background. I'm not going to be able to use it. I can't get my team to adopt it. They think about the heavy price tag as well that's associated with it.
Yeah, and I'll add, there's a lot of technology out there, and a lot of people just aren't technology experts. Franchisees are entrepreneurs. They're people that understand the restaurant business. They might not be really technology savvy. But what I would also add is, use the people that are with these data providers as experts. Don't just view them as salespeople. They can help evaluate your current situation and show you different ways to run your business, more efficient ways to run your business.
Very nice. And I guess what I'm understanding is, I guess, as a business owner, what you should do is really seek operators or seek vendors that have an automated process that decreases versus increases your internal manual processes. And that makes perfect sense. Everybody loves the Excel, or I guess they love to hate Excel sheets, and especially myself as an operator, I spent so much time building out Excel spreadsheets. I ended up never doing anything with them, and I think that was what held me back to hitting my goals as quarterly sales goals and food cost controls in those regards. So you'll definitely share some great examples of technologies that can help operators improve profits. But technology has historically not always been the easiest to implement. What can operators expect if they want to introduce some of this new technology into their business, and how can they make it more streamlined and painless as possible?
Well, with today's support system, a prime example is if you signed up for new technology, you would have the support of the company that you're working with for training, introducing it to your managers, making sure that they pass on what expectations you have for knowledge on the tool, then also being able to support you and provide you with knowledge on what other operators are doing to be more efficient, and tricks of the trade, I would say, just to be able to make sure that you're fully utilizing the tool to its best capabilities.
And I would add that as a franchise owner, you're thinking about implementing those new technologies, you got to make the consideration of change, right? It's going to be a change, and maybe it's a new technology that you're adding to your business. Maybe it's a technology that you're switching from one vendor to the other, and you're going to expect change. But you really utilize the onboarding or capabilities of that vendor, the training that's available from that vendor, and expect that it's going to take a little while. Really encourage your team on adoption, as Don said, and to fully utilize that technology. I think many times the challenge is that restaurants buy technology, they don't fully implement it, and they don't fully use it. And so there's so many technologies that are out there that you can introduce, but just make sure you're ready for change, give it some time, but make sure that you fully implement it and take advantage of all the capabilities.
Couldn't agree more. I think the thought that's running through my head, is really what it comes down to is when software fails, education will always prevail. And that's really kind of consensus of driving best practices is communication, not just within your own operations, but also with your vendors. Communicate with them because they have visibility more into not only your brand, but your segment of the industry, but also the restaurant industry in general. And so I know as a company, we truly appreciate the level of communication we have with our clients, and I know you guys do as well. I guess with that, and guys, thank you again for the conversation today. I'd like to kind of close this out by just getting one piece of advice from each of y'all. Don, if you could give one piece of advice to leveraging technology and automation in the restaurant franchise, what would you say?
Yeah, thanks, Brad. I think the one thing I would say is look, right? If you haven't investigated, your above store reporting system, look at payroll or accounting or some of the new technologies, the earned wage accesses of the world, the video surveillance of the world. If you haven't looked at those recently, take a look at them. Is what you're doing really bringing value to your business? Is what you're using those technologies with really helping you drive good business decisions? So take a look and evaluate what you're currently doing, because there may be something out there that could be a lot better than what you're currently doing.
Yeah, my word of advice is if you decide to move forward with a new piece of technology, make sure that you make it part of your culture. So that way everybody's living and breathing and utilizing the tool to fully understand it and get your value out of it.
Couldn't agree more. I think, as we've all seen over the past 12 months, the industry is changing now more than ever, and businesses truly need technology and data that goes above and beyond what software programs and YouTube can provide advice on. My thought and kind of how I've always presented myself from an operational side of things is, take the time to find a solution that creates a partnership and more importantly, coaches you to find not just sustainability, but also the potential for success and growth coming out of this. Guys, thank you again for joining us. Everybody listening in, watching in, I'd love to invite you to join us next week for part 2 of our mini-series covering the right balance of labor management and automation and how tech is making it possible to decrease labor while increasing profits. See you guys next time. Thank you again. Cheers.